I mean, it's fascinating in many ways because there's also the conflict in Ukraine is just a continuation of a centuries-old conflict between Russia and whoever is the dominant power in the West. For a very long time, that was Germany. Before that was France. Obviously, it was the British Empire. Now it's the United States. But it is the start, I think, in my personal opinion, of pulling apart within Europe of actually where the key power is. And I would depict this more as the beginning of a Slavic century. You're going to have one pole, which is going to be Moscow, and you're going to have another one, which is going to be based in Warsaw. And around it, you're going to have two of the three other Visegrad countries. Hungary finds itself in a very difficult position, but the most vocally aggressive countries outside of the UK and the United States have been Poland, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. They are the ones sending the heavy weaponry. Also the Baltics to a lesser extent. But it is predominantly now, I think, the advent of a rise of power in Eastern Europe. And in many ways, actually, the refugee crisis benefits countries like Poland, like the Czech Republic, like Slovakia, who were beginning to undergo that little bit of a population crunch. You know, the fertility rates were dropping. Well, now they're going to have an awful lot of people, mainly women and children, who are end up being dual nationals. A lot of them are going to end up settling in that part of the world. That's going to be very beneficial to them. But why this is a discussion of why it is a world war, potentially, rather than just a European war, is actually more to do with the countries that aren't doing anything about this crisis. And that is, of course, India, that is China, that is Pakistan, that is Iran. Those are potential major powers who have many fingers and many pies across many parts of the world and who also rely very directly on Russia for all sorts of key goods. And it is now out of the remit of the old colonial masters or the United States to apply the pressure like they were once able to these countries and say, now you stop that. You know, we've already got Boris Johnson going to Delhi to speak to Narendra Modi and not getting very much out of it. You've got the former now President of Pakistan going to Moscow, to kowtow to Putin the day after the invasion had begun. And that is why we're talking about it's a global conflict, because it is the shattering, really, of the American sort of unipolar existence. And lots of other countries now competing in that vacuum.